All right. So this is my 8th episode here of Alex's Alien Awakenings, and I thought I would share with you right now that I'm feeling very passionate about the idea of trying to go after and master as many forms of art, and not just art. Well, actually, yes, I would say art because I think of every kind of skill or talent or ability for my own purpose as a form of art itself. So my objective is to, right now for the foreseeable future, is to write space rock music inspired by David Bowie. So I was watching Moon Age Daydream, and what I found so fascinating about him was his desire to learn a form of art and master it before going on to the next one. So that's where I'm trying to zero in right now as I've branched out. I'm doing this podcast right now, which I consider an art form because later on I'm going to go home and I'm going to listen to all of these, and hopefully I'll have said a few things that I think are interesting myself that relate to me and relate to you that'll be able to work into songs. So there you have it. I'm doing that. I'm also going around. I am planning on doing more of this. I was doing a lot of this before. I was going around interviewing people, asking them what they think about the meaning of life, and like if they had, like, when you think about the word coexistence, what thoughts come to your imagination has been the question that I was going around asking strangers and filming, because I released a song about coexistence called Entity. So, you know, the act of, public speaking, meeting people, incorporating them into your experiences is an art form of itself. So, I'm doing this podcast. I'm going to be interviewing people. They I'm going to, for my own purpose, I'm going to think of that all as an art form, and this podcast is an art form. And also, the big thing I wanted to talk to you all about tonight is entrepreneurship. They say you want to separate it and look at it as two different things as an artist. And I've been I've been doing a lot of my own posts lately, making my own content, and I've thought so much about, well, people are making content and they're doing it because they have to do it. And they're like, ah, fuck this shit. I don't want to do it. Because it's like, it's not making music. It's not art. I'm being a content creator. But what if you're actually an artist? And what if you're somebody who's like, instead of fuck making content, let's go make content and let's find something that relates to the music I'm making, relates to my own personal meaning, and says something different that's personal to me. So that's how I think about promoting my art in my music. I think of it as writing an instrumental piece or writing a piece with lyrics, anything that's it's all the same thing to me. So I just wanted to share all that much. How does being a musician affect your business mindset? So the thing that's kind of funny to me is like I'm such a visual person. I'm such a non-numbers person. I actually hate math. I think it's boring as shit. it, I I don't have fun thinking about the idea of being at a desk with, especially like with the conventional IBM laptops. I think I don't know, for some reason I think they're boring as fuck. But I don't know, that's just me. I love my Macintosh. It's like, every artist like uses one, I feel like, right? I mean, I don't know why, but like when I'm making content on there, like on my Macintosh laptop, I feel like an artist. I don't know why, but like if I try to use a Windows or a Dell computer, it's almost like it's too systematically designed into calculated. I guess what I'm trying to say is, what the fuck am I trying to say? I think the aliens are pulling me out of focus right now. Well, how does being a musician affect my business mindset? Well, sometimes, um, like I'm trying to think of how to explain this, but um, I feel like I can't ever be like, I feel like I can't go in a corporate direction, even if it's like supposed to be beneficial to me. I feel like there have been times where I've wanted to, I've wanted to create a vision or whatever, but then, somebody has like said something to me like, oh, this isn't gonna, sell. People aren't gonna want to consume this because it's not like trending. It's not like part of, like, people. I've actually, I had a family friend. Like, I have a family friend who, he got very, we've been very argumentative before, and he's been like very like difficult when we've sort of had, gotten in our own disagreements because he wants me to make music that's just gonna, sell. He wants me to make music that he thinks I would be good at. He wants me to make music that he sees um me being good at. He wants me to make music that he sees as myself. And any time I would try to, explain that I don't want to do this because it doesn't resonate with me, it would just lead to arguments, you're a narcissist, stuff like that. Um, so I just kind of like, I kind of shut people down like that because they actually piss me off sometimes. Well, this person did because it just takes away the fun and the enthusiasm in the adventure to try to make art that you know most people are going to be able to relate to. I just I actually the reason why I wrote a song that I'm going to release called Nobody Forever, and I wrote that song because I don't want to make a piece of music for all of you if if it's not going to be for me. I'd rather just sit alone in my own space and I guess not have anything to do with anyone if I have to do it all for everyone. Maybe that's going to be a new song. I don't know. Do you believe in the current music industry and how could it get better? Oh, I think the current music industry is absolute shit. It can get a lot better. And actually it's funny to say for the first time ever, I think I actually do believe in the music industry a little bit. So I actually read a music business book um called shit, what is it? Fuck, what's it called? It's How to Grow in the Yeah, some Donald S. Grossman. I think it's whatever. It's a hard copy music book about how to succeed in the music industry. And I think we are actually what it's saying is because of how accessible back in the day we used to go to record shops and it used to be our main way of consuming. People used to love to buy records, and I don't know, maybe it did pretty good back then for what it was, but um we actually this book says, which makes sense to me, is we have a massive opportunity to really really boom in the coming years, even the year ahead, if we make music that's not AI generated. Because I mean, this is what I've heard has been said, and this is I strongly feel this way too. People have gotten very lazy about making music, and lazy to the point where you might as well just have a friend robot bot, and just thank your robot. You might as well just sit on your couch and just you might as well be a couch potato, just eat chips all day, and lie down and watch your robot uh give your robot a canvas and a painting and a paintbrush. But it would be even worse than that, because I mean, what happened to the soul and the authenticity? It's like what's crazy to me is you go on to these the aliens are pulling me out of focus. I think where I was originally going with this is I think people are getting so sick of AI. I mean, starting to subconsciously, humans are craving connection. The CEO of Instagram recently came out and said, from what I've heard, that we're prioritizing content that is not AI generated. So I think that's a very positive thing for real artists. So we have that going on. Also, people, there's only so long where somebody can be interested in, superficial technology because it can't replace human authenticity. So I think those two things are actually, and plus we have that. We also have the fact that, everything is digitally available in our hands in an instant. Digital streaming, entertainment, Spotify, Apple Music, all these things are so accessible right here on our gadgets, right at our fingertips. So, if we can learn to be authentic again, and if we can, if I am being authentic, I don't even know if I am or not, because I'm always trying to be more authentic, but if I'm authentic, if you're authentic, if we all are as artists, and we market our music, the right the way, doing these like, digital streaming stuff, all this stuff. If we're if we make good authentic art and we're strategical, I think because of the lack of human connection that we were missing, and because of that, and because of all the resources we have right in front of us, we are actually at an advantage, I think. And I'm not saying like it's easy. It's probably like still hard as shit, but I think we actually can, make steps forward to creating a more authentic reality. What time? How long have we been? Yeah, we'll get another 10 minutes. Do you write music to cater to your business plan, or do you write and then plan around your already written music? So the funny thing is, I've always written music with absolutely no business plan involved. You know, when I write music, I just want like everybody to be able to like how do I say this? Like fucking jump up and down, like like what do they say? Like bounce off the walls, or not even that. I just want people to have a reaction. Um, wait, what was the rest of the question? Um, right. Oh yeah. So that part of the question, I've always most of my life I planned my music. I've written my music first, and now as I want to make my business be my record label, which is the concept is my music is the staple for artists of all levels, talents, and abilities to be able to create their own music, perform, and record. So, actually, now I would say I am a little bit thinking about my music around my business because I want my business to allow people to be free. So, I think that I'm doing that with my music. I hope to get more, opinions and voices from anybody who likes my music or wants to hear it for the first time. But people the people who have liked my music have said that it sounds like no one else. So I think that's like really my message to anyone, whether you're a musician, a plumber, or, anyone in life. Just like make something for yourself that's true to you. Um, just be your individual self. And that's really like all I want from everybody, and that's what I'm trying to do myself too. And it's actually really, really challenging. Um, what time do we have? I think this is everything for tonight on Alex's Alien Awakenings. Thank you for tuning in, and I will be back with more for you next week. And also, well, actually, I released an original song called Holistic Lizard, and it's instrumental piano. It was composed and improvised all in one take right here in this very studio here. You can stream it on my Spotify channel. My name is Alex Bozhart. Thank you for tuning in tonight.